Craigavon Community Radio.
Local issues, local voices. Cavan Community Radio, 97.4 FM.
Hello, you're listening to Cavan Community Radio on 97.4 FM, and this is the Community Focus programme. And on today's programme, we're featuring another of our cross-border visits as part of our IFI-funded training programme here at Cavan Community Radio. But up first, we're going to start with a bit of music. You're listening to Cavan Community Radio on 97.4 FM.
Cavan Community Radio.
Welcome back to the Community Focus programme here on Cavan Community Radio on 97.4 FM. And that was Brendan Benson there. And up next we have Stephen Smith, who is the chairperson of Craigavon Intercultural Programme. We're featuring this week on the Community Focus a visit by the Multicultural Network in Cavan to the Craigavon CIP. And we went up and we also went to visit BNL Productions, which are kind of a community-based media production company. We had a great day and we started off and Stephen, the chairperson of the CIP there, just explaining a little bit about Craigavon and the kind of type of work perhaps that they do there as well. So thanks to everyone there who was so gracious and lovely on our day in Craigavon. The cross-border visit was funded by the Cavan Community Radio's IFI funded training initiative. So thanks for listening. You're listening to Cavan Community Radio here today on 97.4 FM.
Craigavon has a population of 185,000 people. They're spread through two old towns, Portadown and Lurgan. And back in the 60s, 70s, the government invested in the central area, which is vacant land. They merged the two council jurisdictions, creating the Craigavon Borough Council. And over the years, they have invested in the central region, trying to make a city out of the two towns. So it has grown substantially. I think it is the area marked in Northern Ireland for greatest growth in terms of population and investment in the next 20 years. So there's huge opportunities here.
Because a lot of the housing estates around just on the journey over, they seem to be about 20 years old.
They are,
seem very new.
Yeah. The government invested heavily in the 60s, 70s. Goodyear came here and employed, 5,000 people?
I'm not sure on the...
Around 5,000, way back in the 70s. That drew people to the area.
Oh, okay.
And then the World Recession back then extracted Goodyear and took the population away. And then the area just went into decline for quite a number of years. And this past 10 years has just grown.
The area that we were in at BNL Productions, that was the older Portadown, and then this is Craigavon and this bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And this is it, the bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So, I just want to explain a wee bit about Extreme. This is Craigavon Leisure Centre, Brown Library, and there's the resource for Extreme broadcasts. Because Extreme's a radio station.
Yeah. Maybe you want to say that to the group, actually.
Yeah, because Extreme's a radio station, the aerial needs to be mounted quite high. So on top of this roof is probably the highest point that we can get it to. Right. And that'll mean it'll broadcast the whole way to the other side of Portadown and then the other side of Lurgan.
So Extreme FM, it broadcasts when during the year?
It'll broadcast usually before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
For 3 weeks of the year.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a cross-community radio station. Or initially set up, but I'll explain that a wee bit more inside. I was just giving you an idea.
Yeah.
That the aerial needs to run from here to here, so we would set that up every year.
You don't need a separate licence to do that then, do you?
No, it's the one licence. We can only put it up 25 metres high though, from sea level.
Okay.
And it's still underneath that. But we used to have it on top of the resource, and because of where it was hitting, there's a pile of land that just blocked it out, and it means it missed the whole of Portadown.
Oh, okay.
While because it's so high up,
it
just bypasses that.
Our transmitter looks very different to that now. It's totally
That's
different.
Not it.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, okay.
It goes on top of that though.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
We have
of course.
every year.
Okay, yeah.
Cavan Community Radio.
You're listening to Cavan Community Radio. On the Community Focus programme this week, we're featuring a cross-border visit. And you've just been listening there to Ryan from BNL Productions. But we'll find out a little bit more about BNL Productions in a moment. But we're just going through the experience of the cross-border visit last week. And we started off in the Craigavon Leisure Centre in the Brownlow area of Craigavon. As you've just been listening, Ryan there has been explaining a little bit about Extreme FM. So we're going to learn a little bit more now about Extreme FM and what they do in Craigavon and it's basically a youth project for the quite a major youth project there for the whole of the Craigavon Portadown area. So up next now we have coming from the Extreme FM studio in the Craigavon Leisure Centre in Brownlow is Ryan, and he's going to explain a little bit all about Extreme FM and how they started out.
Extreme FM's a radio station that broadcasts 3 weeks a year. It started off as a cross-community project in 1999. And it's been running every year ever since, and in some cases it's run twice in the year during the summer as well. It started off as a cross-community radio broadcast project in 1999, just after the Good Friday Agreement, and since then it's still out there, but because of the way things develop, it is a great project for young people because it ticks all the boxes in terms of bringing them in, developing their personal skills. The way the programme kind of works is it starts off with recruitment. It recruits 25 young people every year. It's run by Craigavon District Youth Council, who have either been on the year before and trained on how to work with the young people. After recruitment, the young people then train for up to 6 weeks, how to radio broadcast, how to use the equipment, what way Extreme works, and then it usually starts in around the start of December time. They'll start broadcasting. It broadcasts on radio, it also broadcasts online. We have webcams that aren't here at the minute, but there'll be one here and one here pointing this way, one pointing this way. So you'll have that online experience as well. Extreme FM has kind of developed over the years because it's been an ongoing project that's been run for 3 weeks just before Christmas. When it first started off, there was pretty much just a desk and a table and some radio mics, and it just broadcast throughout Craigavon. Now it's at the stage where it's got a website, it's broadcasting online, it's got a huge studio, loads of functionality in terms of connecting the internet using Facebook and Twitter. Like, for instance, see this screen. What happens is, if you're listening to Extreme, you can go online, you can type in a request, it'll automatically come up here. The person here will be able to see it, and then they can read out and play the music or whatever, you know. With the recent introduction of Twitter over the last couple of years, there's a Twitter feed. So whenever you tweet #ExtremeFM, it'll automatically come up here, so you can see what people are tweeting about, or you can run competitions. No real Facebook feed directly. You just kind of need to have your laptop sitting.